Hello, boys and girls. So, me and Dustin, mostly Dustin though, we're doing valves on it. Basically, you need a 10mm socket. Put it there, on that, and then when you loosen it, adjust it with the flathead, the spec, which is, what's the spec on the exhaust?
Exhaust is 0.25mm to 0.29mm.
That, and then when the feeler gauge can fit through there, like nice and snug, then you tighten the 10mm and make sure you didn't move the flathead. If that makes sense. Something the S2000 that has that's pretty cool, a spoon oil cap. I really like it, so I'll be taking it. Look at that purple oil. But I'll be taking that. In this car, it can have this one. It looks very similar. Bam. Like nothing ever happened. Now I get to keep this cool guy. Nice. Time to add that to the collection. Next thing to do, so we got the seats in, but the center looks awful. Let's put this interior back together. This is the window switch. I've cleaned it. It was in really bad shape, so I put some alcohol on it, cleaned it a little bit, and hopefully this works. I also noticed that these were out of place. These have to be back into that little white box. If you look, there's a little white box. You put that in place so that the buttons can hit it. I just noticed a few things were a little off, so I cleaned this up. Let's put it on. Here we have the S2000 wing. We painted it a while ago. Time to remove these things. Hello, boys and girls. So I haven't been filming a lot because I suck, but long story short, I drilled some holes in the trunk. I already had these, and I made more because this wing's a little different. There's two there, two there. I kind of eyeballed it. It's not really perfect, but hey, it's in. It had, you know, about that much of a gap here, that much here. It's probably a little off, but it's never gonna be perfect. And here's a little view, and dude, it looks pretty damn cool. But I'm gonna finish bolting it up. So far, I just only made the holes. This is how it's looking. Oh my goodness, it's gonna fall. That's it right there. There's like two skin layers here, but coming along. All right, now I'm gonna fully bolt it on and put some duct tape here to clean it up. No wing. And just like that, the damn wing is on. I think it came out pretty freaking fire. I love how it looks. Sweet, first big wing. There's a real carbon fiber APR wing. I had some videos of me painting it a while ago, but it used to be in bad shape. But it was on an old phone that I filmed it on, and I don't have that phone anymore. But just know that this used to be like, if you look carefully, carbon fiber. Well, the whole thing, they had an epoxy, and it was peeling really bad, and it looked terrible. So I sanded it the best I could. It was still not fine, and I painted it black. I tried to leave a little bit of the carbon fiber bits so you can kind of see. But it looks way better than before. I drove freaking far for it. I drove like almost 3 hours. 3 hours there and like 3 hours back. I'm pretty hyped on it. I dig the Donald Trump on it. And this thing is not going anywhere. I did put some washers on them. So it's, you know, a little bit of protection. But that thing is not going anywhere. Something I want to try is fixing this little dent. So I have a rag. I'll put the rag over it like that. And then I'm gonna use my good old adjustable and try to bend it back. So let's see how it works. I'm gonna fold it in half. Oh, and I screwed up the wrap. Hey, but it's looking straight. Not bad. Today, we're gonna be making the diffuser work. So we have two brackets there that we can work with. And these are bent. This is bent. And we got a few tools to bend them with. I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna push this one up. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. So let's just start working a little bit. Yeah, let's do some stuff. Diffuser's being held on by random stuff that I have laying around. And this is a little test fit. Doesn't look too bad. I think I'm gonna run it like this. It's not sticking out too much and it's not too far in. There's enough gap there from where the wheel is. I took out the old brackets and I bent these into place. And also another thing I found out is, we'll figure it out. These brackets, they're super close. So I might be able to reuse these guys. And on the other side, I unfortunately only have one and I can't even use it because it's broken. Yeah, but look, here's a piece of the old diffuser. It used to be carbon fiber, but this will work. Oh, and I also have extra scrap metal, so I can make my own stuff.
Spinning in circles, try to find a way, always up all night. I have sleepless days, living in moments so full and bright, doing what I gotta do to survive. I know we trail on a mission to find, fighting for freedom, kicking back, but I never can find. And I have red hot chili, it is living inside. And I just got only trail on a mission to find, fighting for freedom, kicking back, but I never can find.
Just like that, diffuser's on. I bolted them up, tying them up. Feels pretty damn solid. A problem I was running into, this last bracket was lifting it up too much. And then when I tightened it, it lifted up the diffuser and it looked pretty weird. So, put some spacers on it to drop the diffuser. And I put on the top one so you can't see it down here. And that looks pretty damn good. Now, problem is, you can see how bent that is and how imperfect the cut and stuff. Oh, and also I did the same thing here. I put a little spacer. But as you can see, it looked pretty damn ugly. So, we're gonna fix that by obviously painting it black and making it camouflage with the diffuser. But dude, this thing is on there. Very happy with how that came out. Look at that. Good diffuser. And I made two center ones right there. Those are a little tricky and they're pretty ugly. But I just used the holes from the factory where it would drain and stuff. Pretty perfect. I had to put some big ass washers. And hey, it's helping hold on to the diffuser. Pretty cool. Next thing to do, painting these black. They look terrible. And it'll clean up to paint them. Let's transform it. Look at that. Came out pretty damn good. Can't really even see them. Love that. But bad news is, I'm basically out of paint. So I was only able to paint 4 of them. That's awesome how it came out. Very glad with that. The rest of them I'll paint another time when I get more paint. But for now, taking these tail lights out. If you look, they're really dirty inside. So all it is, I think 8 millimeters. These are not 10, they're way smaller. So let's undo the wiring and all that. Once you get the 4 nuts out, it just pulls off. I was having a hard time taking it out because it's an aftermarket taillight. And the threads were getting caught under little holes. So there's no clips or anything holding it. It's just those 4 nuts. And then if it's getting stuck, just try to wiggle it out and it'll come off. Right, that's one. Look how dirty it is. Let's get the other one off too. I'm gonna spray some water in there in some of the holes and try to clean it. So I pour water in here. Then the whole tail light gets filled with water. I'm going back and forth, trying to clean it up. This one had dirt and it was stuck, so I put some soap in there. I'm just trying to let it soak up and hopefully freeze up the dirt. If not, oh well. Only way to do it then is you gotta take off the lens by putting it in the oven and pond the lens off and clean it like that. But I really don't want to take it apart. I'm trying to make a quick, simple clean. So hopefully that helps. I'm gonna have to do the same thing with this one. If you look, there's still a little bit of dirt down there. I'm gonna put water in here, shake it up one more time, then put soap and let it sit like that for a little bit. Next thing to do, taking off these wheels because they have fake center caps on them. Supposedly these are race TE37s, so we're gonna check. These are either OG TEs that have no writing on them, or these are gonna be rotors. I want to say they're real TEs because they have that concave, they look smooth. So hopefully these are OGs. These are, and just like that, these are officially the most expensive wheels I've ever owned. Holy smokes. Damn, so these are OG Race T37s. They're 17 by forged. Can't read the specs because these were repowder coated. So I don't know what the specs are, unfortunately. But they're pretty damn aggressive though, because these are over fenders and they got a decent bit. And I think the tires that make it look so crazy. But wow. OG TE37s. I put the seats on the driver's side. Now I'm working on the passenger. Something I noticed, the front one uses little bolts. And then the back ones use big bolts. And luckily I'm able to use some OEM hardware. I just had to look through my little bucket of Honda bolts and stuff. And I'm happy that I was able to find some. Now it's just time to tighten them up. And just like that, seats are in. They went perfectly. Other side was really annoying because I used to have Toyota Super seats. And what the person did was they drilled a massive hole and you couldn't just use regular OEM hardware. You can just thread it in. Instead, I had to make a nut and bolt setup on the 2 fronts. So on the bottom of the chassis, there's nuts to tighten them. This guy went in perfect. Seats are in. Now, time to take these out and take off the center caps. Wheels are off. Center caps are out. And I painted the center of the hub black. So now it'll look a lot cleaner. So, let's pop them on. Just like that. It's dropped. Looks way better with no center caps. And we have some seats in it. It's all working out pretty good. The next thing to do, gotta take off the front bumper. Well, if you look under the hood, valves were done. I painted these black. It looks a lot cleaner. But all it is just 2 Allen key bolts right there with these little Chinese junk hardware. And then those rubber band things. I guess it should just come off. I'm gonna be messing with it. This is cool. They have this big piece for better aerodynamics, or I don't know, it just looks cool. But unfortunately, a giant ass crack. I'm pretty sure I know how to fix it. I'm just gonna put 2 holes here, 2 holes there, and put a zip tie. Yeah, that's this kit. Vertex body kit. See, it's under the hood. It looks pretty aggressive and cool. I was thinking about cleaning these headlights, but then I found out these bolts are pretty rusty. I don't want it to snap because we already had one snap. I didn't do it, it was already snapped, so I don't feel like touching these. So I'm gonna leave the headlights how they are. While we're here, I fixed the little nest thing, so now it's cleaner. And now this, we try to clean it up a bit. So see how this is all coming off. I'm gonna cut this out and I'm gonna use my yellow duct tape to clean it up best I can. So here's how it looks right now, and here's the after. Here's the after. It ain't perfect, but from a distance, it's better than before. The tape, it's hiding the black and the crack a little bit. It ain't perfect, I know, but dude, I'd rather see that than those ugly ass cracks. The bumper used to not fit well, and I noticed that this bracket was bent, so I just bent it back. Now the bumper sits a little bit better. This was all cracked, so I put the duct tape and a little bit sturdier, a little bit better. The whole bottom was scratched. I put some duct tape. And that looks a whole lot better, a lot cleaner. That's the front bumper. Front bumper is good. Seats are fully bolted on. Doesn't make any sounds. Other side is good. Diffuser's mounted. Only thing it needs is these brackets need to be painted black. My diffuser looks freaking sick. It just needs to be cleaned. And I need to pop in the taillights because one of them is still a little bit wet. Still waiting for that to dry up. In the meantime, we can put the driver's side on. Let's do that. One day later, got some paint. Let's transform it. And just like that, it's all black. You can barely see the brackets. Now it looks sick. It's all good. Diffuser is complete. Here's how the taillights came out. This one dried up finally. Still a little dirty, but oh well. That's the least I could do. It cleaned up better than how it used to be. Alright, now time to pop in the taillights. And one of the last installs. Bam! Some OG, I'm pretty sure these are OG style raised stickers. Right now they look pretty bare and that one are like reps. So we're gonna fix it up with these. Let's see how much of a difference they make. Oh my goodness, I love that. That's sick. Kind of messed up on this one a little bit, but you won't notice it when it's rolling. But nice. Now, let's finish it up. Wow. I think that looks so gangster. Hell yes. That's too good. Before, after. Dude, I feel like this has race car vibes. I love it so damn much. Sweet. Well, that's it for that. Taillights are basically in. I gotta tighten them. Man, I'm really loving how this is coming out. I think that's basically one of the last things to do. Now, the last thing, which I don't really count, is just washing it, making it look pretty. Tying down the taillights, those are in. They're all connected and plugged in. And I just put the interior back together. Maybe this time. S2K now has a battery. Now we can connect it. Bam. see, cleaned up so good. What the hell? That's so cool.
Autobot.
Oh god, those brakes are good. Hello. So car's all together. It looks good. Put some tire shine on it. It looks so much cleaner and so much better. I used to have more clips of this car, but got a new phone and all the old clips, they're kind of saved on a different profile and it's too much work to transfer them. So, if you imagine this boiler, I used to have an epoxy and it was all faded and it looks terrible. So, best thing I thought was to paint it black. I try to leave a little bit of the carbon fiber, but the center is all black. You can still see some imperfections. You see all that. But hey, it looks better than before. Now this diffuser, I got it. It was meant for an Evo, but drilled the holes, made it work with this car. Came out pretty good. This boiler, I drove far as hell for it because they're so damn expensive and stuff. But I found a good deal. 3 hours away and then 3 hours back. APR carbon fiber wing. This is a Battle Arrow diffuser. Cool sticker. Love how the interior came out. Interior looks pretty damn sick. I did paint most of these stuff like this. It used to be faded and ugly. Painted that centerpiece gloss black. Painted it black. Those buttons didn't work, so I took them apart and cleaned the insides. And now the soft top worked. The soft top used to not actually work. We got a new cool shift knob because the one on there originally was pretty ugly. The new Momo steering wheel, I had to paint that. It used to look very ugly. These used to be blue, now they're black. So it looks pretty damn good. Only thing I couldn't fix, unfortunately, the windows, it just needs a new switch. I have no idea if I filmed this or not. I hopefully did. But the VTEC solenoid, I put RTV on the gaskets. So now it hasn't been leaking. So that seems to be pretty good. I cleaned some of the map sensors and stuff. It still idles a little high, unfortunately, at 3,000. But hey, it actually hits VTEC now. You got to rev it up slowly. But good car. I like how those came out instead of the ugly color that it was before. Very stoked. I forgot to make an edit when I was outside, so I'm gonna make a little edit and add some photos. Enjoy.
Hey there, you looking for a brighter season? Need to lay your burden down. Hey there, you drowning in a helpless feeling, young blood sucker, buried under deeper ground. Yeah. Okay. Yo. I seem depressed, always being bothered, nevertheless. Keeping me out of prison and putting me to the test. They ask me what is happiness, you write it on a check.